good afternoon and welcome to An Evening in Jackson. I'm your host, Kristi Turnbow. We're filming live this afternoon at Christ Community Health Services right here in East Jackson. And it's being brought to you by E+ Broadband. We're so excited that you can join us. Remember, An Evening in Jackson is a showcase to highlight and to enlighten you on your city and the people, places, and things that make it what it is. We're going to talk to Shantelle, who is the CEO of Christ Services, here in just a minute. But once again, we're so excited that you can join us this afternoon for An Evening in Jackson.
At First Bank, this is what we want for our customers and our community.
We put family first.
We want our community to be first.
We put our schools first.
We put our business community first.
We put our online banking first.
We put our customers first.
We want you to know what we stand for and that we're a bank that puts you first.
We put you first at First Bank. Visit one of our locations today.
First Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
When inventory is hard to find, we help provide it. When Jackson needs new construction, we build it. When your family is growing, we find the house that fits you best. I'm always looking forward to the next move in West Tennessee real estate. So how can I help you with your next move?
If you see it, if you hear it, if you read it, Sarah of Jackson and Sarah of Bartlett will beat it. We'll meet or beat any dealer's advertised price. You heard right. We will meet or beat any dealer's advertised price. Nobody beats a Sarah of Jackson deal. Not Memphis, not Nashville, nobody. We will not be undersold. Sarah of Jackson and Sarah of Bartlett. One destination, so many choices.
And welcome back once again to An Evening in Jackson. I'm your host, Kristi Turnbow. We're filming this afternoon live at Christ Community Health Services right here in East Jackson. And we're celebrating with them. This is their 2-year anniversary right here in East Jackson at 655 Lexington Avenue. And I'm so excited to have as my guest today the CEO of Christ Community, Ms. Shantelle Leatherwood. Hi, Shantelle.
Hello, Kristi. How are you today?
I'm good, and thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome. Glad to be here. Glad to see the site and whatever you need from us.
Well, I've got a lot of questions.
Okay.
Because I want to make sure that everyone, I consider Christ Community like a hidden jewel.
Okay.
And one of the things we focus on An Evening in Jackson is to educate people about really what's going on in, the city of Jackson and West Tennessee. So Christ Community came here 2 years ago.
We did.
And y'all have done a lot of stuff since you got here.
We have. So I have to stop and acknowledge Dr. David Larson, who was here before us and worked with West Tennessee Healthcare here locally in the city. And he really reached out to us to say, hey, this is really the model that I want to do, and I just need some help. And so he was a physician that felt led by his faith to serve patients, to serve the underserved, and he thought being a federally qualified health center would make a difference. And so we considered his ask and said, okay, we will come and join you in Jackson, Tennessee. So since we started 2 years ago,
this month,
we've had the pleasure to serve over 6,100 patients since we opened our doors here 2 years ago, which is actually a tremendous feat because our original goal was really to serve 3,300 patients in 2 years. So we've doubled that. And in terms of services, we provide primary medical services, we provide integrated behavioral health services, and OBGYN services. So that's a new service that we've added here recently. And we're planning to open a pharmacy in the next 30 to 60 days.
I know.
Yes.
So even more celebrations are taking place.
More celebrations taking place. And I would say for us that the need was tremendous here in Jackson.
Very much so. And for those that may not know, and I'm not trying to interrupt you, but
that's okay.
You know, just we're so thankful that you're here, you know, in the heart of Jackson. But also for those that may not know about Christ Community, you guys, it's like a one-stop shop. It's mental, it's physical, it's spiritual, and so many of those things. I mean, it's just the whole thing. I mean, you're healing the entire body.
Exactly. So our goal is to provide holistic care,
right?
Mind, body, soul, and spirit. So we will also pray for you. Because sometimes that's
each and every patient, which I think is wonderful.
Yes. Because sometimes you just need hope and encouragement in your situation, and so we're wanting to heal your physical body as well as your spiritual body here when you're served at Christ Community.
And at Christ Community, it's also for those that are underinsured.
Yes.
That have no insurance.
Correct.
That may be homeless.
Correct.
I mean, you just sort of take care of everybody.
We take care of everybody. That's why we're here. We're here to serve the least of these, and that's why we exist today.
Right. And to know that you've already served over 6,100 of our fellow citizens, I mean, that's a testament to your great work and what y'all have done for the community, you know, thus far. So tell us a little bit more about, I know we're growing, and y'all have added the OP services as well, and getting ready to add the pharmacy.
Yes.
So when someone comes in for the first time to Christ Community, what can they expect?
Well, they can expect great care, great customer service. I would say the staff here in Jackson, they've done a tremendous job opening the site, running the site, and serving our patients. The other thing that they can expect is discounted care. So if they're uninsured, we will provide them with a discount. We will provide them with, in some cases, free medications here at the site. And once the pharmacy opens, then they can actually receive everything here, even their prescription medications. Those are some of the things that individuals could receive here, coupled with great medical care as well as prayer.
Yeah. For once again, trying to educate everyone on Christ Community. Now, it was started over 26 years ago in Memphis.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know it was 4 doctors that really felt a calling.
They did.
A spiritual calling to serve those in the community that were underserved, and with a mission of, you know, God behind them, you know, to make it happen.
Yes.
And so y'all have several locations in Memphis.
We have several locations in Memphis. We actually have total 14 locations. So 6 locations in Memphis. We have a freestanding dental center, we have a homeless center, we have a mobile van, we have 3 school-based health centers in Memphis, and then we have this location here in Jackson.
Right. And I'm so glad that y'all are here in Jackson too, because, you know, your services were greatly needed in our community. I mean, with just, you know, in less than 2 years, or 2 years this month, you know, serving 6,100,
that's right. It has grown significantly, and I will tell you this, for the public, so we have outgrown the space here in 2 years, and so we're actually working to replace this entire center. So we're
so you can serve even more.
So we can serve even more, and even individuals outside of Madison County and the surrounding area. The need is very great, and so we want to be here to meet those needs. Right,
and something too, just so everyone can get a more of a grasp of the bigger picture. Y'all service over 57,000 patients annually, and you're looking to continue to grow that as well. And just during COVID, because once we all know that how much COVID's changed everyone's world. Between here and in your Memphis locations, over 78,000 tests.
Yep. 78,000 tests, and I would tell you, so looked at the numbers.
Which you're still
today.
testing, yes.
We're still testing. So now we're at 84,000 tests, and here in Jackson alone, this particular site has tested over 8,400 individuals.
8,400.
Yes, and I will say the staff, our VP of Operations, Shannon Walker, has done a really good job partnering with the health department here, West Tennessee Healthcare, honestly, to be a source of testing for those in need.
Or that they couldn't, get in somewhere else.
if they could get in somewhere else.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, we're going to take a break here in just a minute, but
Sure.
you were talking about Shannon and the staff here, and I know that they go over and above every day. Once again, you've expanded the care to the OB and then the pharmacy opening. I mean, has anything surprised you? Because I think the thing that surprised me, when I was researching, even though I've worked with you guys, for 2 years, just finding out that the majority of the people that you guys serve are very much under the poverty level.
They are.
I mean, some of them are over 200% under the poverty level. I mean, that's just mind-boggling for me. And, once again, thank the good Lord that,
we're
Christ
here.
Community is here and that you're reaching those needs, to those that are underinsured or underserved or that may be homeless.
That's correct.
So I can't wait to find out a little bit more when we come back and get to know the position or the person behind the position, Miss Shantelle Leatherwood, one of the only female CEOs that I know.
Oh.
And you're the only Black female CEO I know, and we're celebrating Black History Month, and you have so many other awards and accomplishments. I want to talk about that. Not putting you on the spot.
It's okay.
But, it's a big deal, but we'll be back in just a minute to An Evening in Jackson.
When inventory is hard to find, we help provide it. When Jackson needs new construction, we build it. When your family is growing, we find the house that fits you best. I'm always looking forward to the next move in West Tennessee real estate. So how can I help you with your next move?
I give.
I give.
Yo dono sangre.
And I give too. If you're eligible, so should you. Donating blood is safe, easy, and in less than an hour, you can save up to 3 lives. If you've donated with us before, thank you. We can't wait to see you again. If you've never done it, now's your time. Give blood with Lifeline Blood Services today.
What is Plume? Plume spreads Wi-Fi across your entire home. Plume is up and running right away. From now on, your Plume membership is there to ensure your network is always at peak performance. It keeps your network up to date and optimized. You'll also get perks like parental controls, full visibility into speed and performance, and simple and secure guest access. With your membership comes superb customer support and service. Plume. Worry-free Wi-Fi.
If you see it, if you hear it, if you read it, Sarah Jackson and Sarah Bartlett will beat it. We'll meet or beat any dealer's advertised price. You heard right. We will meet or beat any dealer's advertised price. Nobody beats a Sarah Jackson deal. Not Memphis, not Nashville, nobody. We will not be undersold. Sarah Jackson and Sarah Bartlett. One destination, so many choices.
And welcome back once again to An Evening in Jackson. I'm your host, Kristi Turnbow. We are live this afternoon at Christ Community Health Services at 655 Lexington Avenue, right here in East Jackson, being brought to you by E+ Broadband. I have Christ Community Health Services CEO, Ms. Shantelle Leatherwood, as my guest this afternoon. And we've been talking about, Shantelle, what an amazing 2 years it's been right here in the heart of Jackson, but also how many people that you guys have helped right here. And once again, I want to reiterate that you guys are like a one-stop shop. It's the physical, it's the mental, it's the spiritual. Y'all's motto is to heal with soul, which I just love. But I also like to get to know the person behind the position. Once again, I know, like I said, you're one of the only female CEOs here in Jackson that I know of. I think I know one more. So that's a really big deal. So my hat's off to you.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
But also, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Just like, where'd you grow up?
Okay. So actually, I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay.
And
native West Tennessean.
Yes, native West Tennessean. Actually grew up in one of the communities that we serve, so an underserved community in Memphis, Tennessee. I would say for me, I was fortunate to have parents that did have resources. However, I also saw the impact of the community around me, how it impacted our neighbors, my friends, my own family members. And I think that actually drew me into healthcare, especially healthcare for the poor.
Right.
And my parents, my mother is actually a nurse practitioner.
Okay. And
my father is a mechanical and architectural engineer. So they wanted me to be a doctor. I told them no. did not want to be a doctor.
But I'm sure they're very happy with the CEO.
They are very happy with the CEO. I was encouraged and introduced to healthcare administration in high school at the high school, Memphis Central High School in Memphis, Tennessee. And from high school, went to Tennessee State University, graduated from Tennessee State, and then went on from there to the University of Missouri, Columbia. After that, I did a one-year fellowship at a federally qualified health center. So a center similar to Christ Community, serving the underserved in Columbia, Missouri. Learned everything I could learn at that particular location. And I would say this to anyone listening. If you're striving to be successful, to be a leader, I would say to them to not feel as if they're above any position, that they would humble themselves and learn from those around them and the leaders around them, and do any job that's given to you, because it will help you later in life as well as a leader.
Well, it prepares you. Every single step really prepares you.
It really does. And so it gives you a good foundation to understand the nuts and bolts of the organization that you're running.
Right. And considering that you guys are one of the largest in the entire country that is a faith-based health center, you know, or centers, I should say, because y'all have so many locations. So you graduated from University of Missouri at Columbia.
I did.
And you're married and have children.
Married and have children. So I've been married for 16 years. And have two kids. My daughter, Alexis, is 15.
Okay.
And my son, Christopher, is 12. So I have a really busy life.
Those preteen years
and
teenage years.
Years, they're. My daughter is discovering high school credits and majors. And
starting to think about her future.
She is.
And what a role model she has.
Yes. So, you know, she gets to see the goofy side of me, the funny side of me, and but at the same time, she does look up to me and acknowledges the successes that I've been able to accomplish and achieve.
And can you tell us a little bit more, because I know you've just recently been accepted several different things. I know. One of the big things in Memphis.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I probably I'm a bit humble, but here recently, so over the last 3 months, I have received 3 awards. One is the Memphis Business Journal's Women Who Lead in Healthcare Award. So I think I was one of 10 women to receive that recognition. The second recent award was given by the mayor of Memphis, Mayor Jim Strickland. So it was the 2002 Martin Luther King Jr. Luminary Award for the work that Christ Community accomplished during COVID-19 and working with the city of Memphis and the county and providing over 84,000 tests in the community. And then the recent award is the Memphis Business Journal's Power 100 2022 list. So that actually was recently released last week. So thank you. And, you know, again, It's interesting. I love what I do. I love healthcare. And I love serving the underserved and the poor in a faith-based context. And so I think when you're doing what you love to do, what you're passionate about, then, success follows that.
Yes.
And
I always say if you're not truly passionate about something, then you're never going to have that true full-blown success.
Yep.
Because the passion's going to drive you. And if you're truly, truly passionate, it's not going to feel like it's a job. It's not going to feel like, everybody's going to have a bad day every once in a while.
Exactly.
But if you truly are passionate about what you're doing, and I feel that coming in to the location here in town. And once again, we're just so thankful that you guys are here.
You're
but
welcome.
Talking about some of the services, so y'all do offer the medical and the spiritual and the physical well-being. And once again, you have to have all of those to be a strong, empowered woman to do what you've done. And like you said, that all falls into place.
It does.
And you can be humble about it.
Okay.
But you can also toot your horn just a little bit. But leading a company like this or a health organization like this, and like you said, in the communities that desperately need it, is such a great need. What else is something that drives you? Because when you talk about the holistic approach, do you exercise? Do you read certain books? Is there, what are your hobbies? What inspires you?
Yeah. Good question. So I would say, first and foremost, my faith really drives me.
Yes.
So the Word of God drives me. My life verse is Psalm 103, verse 1, and I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continuously be on my mouth. And that is something that has, just considering my upbringing and things that I've experienced in life, it has truly brought me through, some difficult times in life. Coupled with that, so I do read John Maxwell's leadership books.
And you said you're also one of the leadership coaches?
I am. So I've recently completed a John Maxwell coaching certification.
See, I think that's so interesting.
It is. Well, and I really believe that, as a leader, you have to always be growing.
Always. Yes.
And I think also it's necessary for me to be an example to the individuals that I'm leading. And we're preparing to use some of those materials within the organization to build up some of our leaders.
Right.
So I do read his materials and study his materials. The other thing is I exercise quite a bit.
Okay.
Quite a bit. And I actually developed that hobby over the last 2 years during COVID.
During the pandemic.
You
finally got just to slow down long enough to exercise.
Well, I tell you, so we were all virtual. Immediately, we were all virtual.
Right.
And so I had a little bit more time to exercise, but the stress of COVID and just the quick decisions that we were making to sustain the organization and transition to telehealth and things like that, I needed an outlet. And so I work out at a little gym in Arlington named Live Fit. And I just love that community. So I do boot camp style training. Yeah. So 6 days a week I'm at the gym, and I thoroughly enjoy it.
Well, that's just wonderful because you do have such varied interest, and I'm so glad that you shared that too, because I do think it's so important to get to know the people behind the position. Because when you hear Miss Shantelle Leatherwood, CEO, you're thinking, and you just made it really real, to other women in the community, or maybe a little girl that's sitting at home watching us right now that I could be like her. So, and we'll be back in just a minute to An Evening in Jackson.
At First Bank, this is what we want for our customers and our community.
We put family first.
We want our community to be first.
We put our schools first.
We put our business community first.
We put our online banking first.
We put our customers first.
We want you to know what we stand for and that we're a bank that puts you first.
We put you first at First Bank. Visit one of our locations today.
First Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
I give.
I give.
Yo dono sangre.
And I give too. If you're eligible, so should you. Donating blood is safe, easy, and in less than an hour, you can save up to 3 lives. If you've donated with us before, thank you. We can't wait to see you again. If you've never done it, now's your time. Give blood with Lifeline Blood Services today.
Once again, welcome back to An Evening in Jackson. I'm Kristi Turnbow, your host, and we are at Christ Community Health Services at 655 Lexington Avenue in East Jackson this afternoon, being brought to you by E+ Broadband. I'm finishing up my conversation with their CEO, Ms. Shantelle Leatherwood. And Shantelle, before we went to break, we were talking about, what drives you and motivates you, and can you share some other things about helping to empower other women?
Sure. So one of the things that I will encourage other women with, especially if they're in a leadership role, high demand leadership role, is to just prioritize self-care and balance.
Because we're taking care of everybody else.
We're taking care of everybody else. We're taking care of home, the children, all their activities. I have 2 dogs, as well as the organization. And when you're leading a very large organization and making sure, like through COVID, making sure that the organization is fiscally sound,
right,
and that we remain, it can be very stressful. And so you have to balance when you're going to step away from it all and take some time for yourself and prioritize yourself. And I think that is really a key recommendation that I would give to any woman in leadership.
Yeah, well, thank you for sharing that.
You're
I think I
welcome.
was telling you during the break, I'm really good at preaching that, just not too good at following that advice myself. Because I think we all struggle with that work-life balance. And so, once again, for our audience, Christ Community Health Services is such a blessing for us to have here in Jackson and West Tennessee. And I know that you're going to continue to grow, like you said. This is your anniversary.
It is.
We've got so much to celebrate. I mean, it's Black History Month. It is your 2-year anniversary here in Jackson. It is Heart Health Month.
It is.
There's so many great things. But we are just so thankful that you guys are here. Once again, you serve those that are underinsured, underserved, or homeless. It's pretty much a sliding scale. It's a one-stop shop right here at Christ Community because they're going to take care of you mentally, physically, spiritually. They're going to pray with you if you want them to pray with you, which I think is just wonderful. And then also, they're going to heal you with soul.
Yes, ma'am.
They want everything to be healed and healthy. So, once again, I can't say thank you enough for having us here this afternoon. We're so glad for you guys to be a part of our community. And I thank you so much, Shantelle, for being on the show this afternoon.
You're welcome.
And
Thank
helping
you
us
for
get the
having
word out about Christ Community. And for those in our audience, to make sure that they know that the OB services are now here, and then that you guys are also going to have the pharmacy open in about 30 or 60 days. And so,
very excited about the pharmacy.
and that'll be a great thing too. And then y'all are going to keep growing.
We're going to keep growing.
Yeah.
I can tell you more secrets, but we can do that the next time.
The next time.
Okay.
And I look so forward to that. Once again, An Evening in Jackson is a program to highlight and to enlighten you about your city and the people, places, and things. And hopefully we've done that this afternoon and let you know all about Christ Community Health Services and their CEO, Ms. Shantelle Leatherwood. Also wanted to let you know some upcoming events that are coming up that you need to make sure that are on your calendars. We've got Go Red for Women that'll be on March the 24th at the Civic Center. And then we also have the First Ladies Luncheon coming up April 7th at the Fairgrounds. Once again, thank you for being here with us this afternoon for An Evening in Jackson, and I'll see you next time.